If you're constantly trying to avoid suffering, then you are already suffering. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Choose what you care about wisely. On this channel, we refuse to die before we do the things we want to do. Hey there, love. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Angel and I am so happy that you're here with me today. So I'm starting a little cute series which I'm very excited about. I read a lot, so I've decided to put that to good use and share some of the knowledge I get from all the books I read with you guys. And I'm going to be starting with The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Flying Chicken by Mark Manson. So a quick little summary about the book. The Subtle Art is a book by Mark Manson, which is a self-help book that is not very conventional. In the book, Manson dives into issues of self-help and self-improvement in a way that I admire so much. Like, guys, honestly, this book changed my life. The book has a total of 9 chapters, and chapter 1, just like any other book, is like the foundation, and it gives you a good foundation basically of what the book is about. So without wasting any more of your time, we're gonna get right into it. So today, like I already said, we're gonna be discussing chapter 1, which is titled Don't Try, and why trying can sometimes lead to misery. We live in a generation where everybody seeks to do and be better. Everyone is always looking for ways to improve themselves. Everyone is always looking for ways to be a better person. If you open social media and you're hit with self-improvement tips, what to buy to be better, what to wear to look better. I mean, look at this video, for example. You're watching this video because you're trying to be a better version of yourself. So we live in a generation that is literally obsessed with the idea of self-improvement and the idea of being a better person. For a generation that is meant to be content, we tend to focus a lot on the things we lack, hence leading us to care about things that we need in order to be better, instead of looking at what we already have and working with that to better and improve ourselves. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with seeking to improve yourself or trying to be a better version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That is actually a great thing to do. However, I am saying that maybe the manner of approach has not been the best. Maybe the methods and the systems that have been in place to do this have not been the best. In the book, right, Manson mentions a guy by the name of Bukowski. I definitely butchered that man's name, but that's okay. But a quick summary, basically, he was a loser who accepted his loser status and then used his loser status to become a better loser. One might look at that statement and think, oh my god, Angel, what? I don't want to be a loser. I want to be cool. But then that is where the problem is. That's where a lot of us get it wrong. We try to change our status. We try to change who we are. But in the book, Manson teaches us that instead of trying to change who you are, you need to accept who you are, use who you are to get you what you want, to get you where you want to be. I will use myself to give you guys the perfect example. I am a shy person, I am a people pleaser, and until recently I was not very good when it came to friendships. If you take a tour around my channel and you look around, you will find that the videos where I embrace that and I am my truest self are the videos that perform the best. So instead of trying to change who I am, I take who I am and I use it to my advantage to be a better person. And I didn't know this at the time. It's something I just learned, that sometimes you just need to take yourself for who you are and work with that. Use it to your advantage to get yourself where you want to be and to get what you want. I could sit here all day, every day and try to act like a cool person. That won't get me anywhere, because one, I'll get burnt out because I am not naturally a cool person, and I'll get sick of pretending. There is a very interesting concept in the book that is discussed, and it is called the feedback loop from hell. Actually, I think I want to read it to you guys. I want to read how he explains it. You get anxious about confronting somebody in your life. That anxiety cripples you and you start wondering why you're anxious. Now you're becoming anxious about being anxious. Oh no, double anxious. Now you're anxious about your anxiety, which is causing more anxiety. Let's say you have an anger problem. You get pissed off at the stupidest, most insane stuff and you have no idea why. And the fact that you get pissed off so easily starts to piss you off even more often. And then in your petty rage, you realize that being angry all the time makes you a shallow and mean person. And you hate this. You hate it so much that you get angry at yourself. Now look at you. You're angry at yourself, getting angry about being angry. Or here's another example. Or you're so worried about doing the right thing all the time that you become worried about how much you're worrying. Or you feel so guilty for every mistake you make that you begin to feel guilty about how guilty you're feeling. Or like the anxiety example that Manson makes in the book, the issue here is not necessarily getting anxious. If anything, being anxious is a normal part of the human experience. The issue is that you want to change the fact that you're anxious. But then again, I understand why you would feel bad for feeling anxious, because social media has really changed the way our brains function as humans. You will feel sad and then you'll go on social media and you'll see someone having a happy happy jolly life, and then that will convince you that being sad is a problem. Then you'll spend a lot of your time trying to fix that problem. And really, being sad is not a problem you can just fix by wanting to fix it. Like I said about anxiety, sadness and stress are part of the human experience, and the sooner you accept that, the happier you will be, because then you will stop trying to control things that you literally cannot control. To actually explain this even further, there's a point in the book that Manson mentions. Saying Manson mentions sounds so cool and so awkward at the same time, but also, why am I calling him by his last name like I know this man? Anyway, there's a point in the book that Manson mentions which he refers to as the backward law, which basically implies that constantly trying to pursue something makes you even more sad because it reminds you that you don't have the thing, so then you spend a lot of your energy trying to pursue the thing. So basically, in simple English, it's like the more you try to pursue being happier, the less satisfied you become, because pursuing happiness only reinforces the fact that you are not happy. The same way, if you feel like you want to be more pretty or sexier, you will feel uglier. Every time you look at yourself, you will feel uglier, because pursuing sexiness and prettiness reinforces that you don't have those things. Regardless of your true appearance, physical appearance, if you continue to pursue being sexy and being pretty, then you will feel uglier and uglier and uglier. I know this might sound like I'm saying don't care about anything, just go on with life. No, that is not what I'm saying here. And let me explain to you what I'm saying exactly, because I know some of you are like, oh, but Angel, what's the point of living if I'm not gonna try to improve myself? Bethany, relax. I need to stop saying Bethany because it's an inside joke I have. But then also, one of my favorite creators here on YouTube is Bethany, and I don't know why every time I have to make this joke I use her name. Anyway, I'm not saying you shouldn't care, but I will explain to you what I'm trying to say. So for example, for me, my dream of mine is to make this YouTube thing works. So if I was a person that gives too many flying chickens, by the way, flying chickens is my way of saying because I don't cuss, which is another problem I have with the book. Actually, this book has a lot of cussing, but once you get past that, it's a good book. Anyway, like I was saying, I got distracted there. Like I was saying, this is how giving too many flying chickens looks like. Oh my god, but I suck. No one is gonna like my videos. No one is gonna watch this. People are gonna think I'm cringy. What are people gonna say? Oh, I am so cringe. No one is gonna care about my videos. This is stupid. This is silly. That's what giving too many flying chickens sounds like. And then this is what caring sounds like. I don't know what I'm doing, but I will try my best. I am scared, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Posting this video makes me nervous, but it's okay because the bigger picture is gonna be worth it. So you see the two situations, both people care. One in a very unhealthy way, giving way too many flying chickens. Another in a very human way, it's normal to have these emotions, but not allowing it to cripple you and to stop you. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Back to that example about YouTube that I made. The issue with this one is that this one is trying to avoid suffering. This one does not want to suffer at all cost, which is why when they see these obstacles that they might face, they just see it as suffering, and the immediate response is, oh my god, run away. Whereas this one does not have a problem with suffering. This one has accepted that suffering is a part of the human experience, and when they encounter suffering, they just accept it and they keep it pushing. I'm not saying suffering doesn't hurt them, it does, but they take it and they keep it pushing. That's the difference between giving way too many flying chickens and the difference between caring like a normal person. Here's the thing, if you're constantly trying to avoid suffering, then you are already suffering. And if you are constantly trying to avoid failure, then you've already failed because you will never try. And like, besides, at the end of the day, I know everybody knows this, but in case you forgot, at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. You're gonna die, your friend's gonna die, your boyfriend's gonna die, your best friend's gonna die, your cat's gonna die, your mom's gonna die, your dog's gonna die. Everybody's gonna die. So the least we can do before we die is make sure that we do all the things we want to do, and we don't let caring too much cripple us and stop us from doing things we want to do. Unless you want to die without living a happy life, that's also an option if that's the life you want for yourself. But on this channel, we refuse to die before we do the things we want to do. And you don't know when you're gonna die. You might die tomorrow, so I suggest you do it now and don't let the anxiety stop you. So I am not saying don't care about anything and just go on living life. No, that's not what me and brother Mark are saying, because if you do that, then that makes you a useless human. You don't want to be a useless human unless that's the vibe you're into. Then go off, sis, go off, bro. But what I am saying is, care about the things that matter to you, to a point where all the adversities of life or the adversities that you might come across do not bother you. At the end of the day, you will always care. But at the end of the day also, not everything is worth your emotional energy. And this is coming from a highly emotional babe. Don't let your emotions lead you to caring about everything. Choose what you care about wisely, because if you are a sane person, you will always care. And if you don't care about anything at all, like my man Mark says, then you're a psychopath. It's giving this video was sponsored by Mark. I don't know this man. I've never met this man. I actually don't even know what this man looks like. I just know that this book is amazing.